Let's start it differently today. A quick rapid fire quiz, yes or no. California governor to relocate Veterans Cemetery to make way for affordable housing. Yes, no. Yes. New species of deadly spider kills 5 in US.
No.
Firefighters forced to buy more expensive data package during wildfire.
No.
Okay. The real answers. The third one was real, the first was fake. So it is that difficult today to segregate news, which wasn't in the past. There was just news. Today we have real news and fake news. Dear ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters guests, welcome to the world of real news. Recently, just 4 days ago, if you have read, if you are an avid reader of news, you might have heard of one, I think he's a director and photographer, who said the entire Delta Airlines jet was all for himself to fly from A to B. And one popular news channel quickly picked it up because fast finger first, and rest of them would not want to be left behind. The news started spreading. It was all over Twitter and believing in the numbers. 110,000 likes of the post and 17,000 retweets on the basis of one fake news. After that, the news channels realized that it was not true, and there was a correction while they were doing this research that it was not real. But the numbers what we saw, he never had more than 200 likes on any of his posts. And here we have someone who's been talking about. And much before, if you have the more very popular aspect from where this all started, probably the US elections, when you see it was said was to be strongly influenced by the quality of the news that was consumed by the voters, and particularly in the last 3 months. Statistics prove that the fake news volume increased from 3 million to 8.3 million in the last 2 months to the US elections, whereas the real news moved downward from 9 million to 7.3. So that was 150% spike in not so credible news consumed by voters. Then, based on the sample set and with the narrowing down which was the source of sending this information to the audience, was turned out to be Facebook, with 22% of the incorrect news being consumed or channelized through Facebook groups and so on. So, what's the ROI here? The ROI is in multiples. Once the sense of accomplishment that I achieved something, that is in this case the objective of communicating which was incorrect news, or an outcome which sometimes is financial. So, with that, we move to the definition of what is fake news. Fake news sometimes is completely inaccurate, it doesn't exist, it was created. 2, it happened, but it has been twisted and presented in a manner that it was meant to be by the ones who are communicating. And third, something happened, but it was portrayed, it never happened. There is a third category which makes this very difficult for you and me to relate with it with a sense of accuracy and trustworthiness. Now, who are these reporters, disseminators, facilitators? They were there in the past. If you look at the recent years, thanks to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, we all are news generators today. And we all are in a hurry. We are ecstatic to share the news with everyone else, the first one in the group, to post it. So, without even going through the credibility of the information, we do the first thing is pass it on, and then read it if you get time. So on this, there was a statistics which said 59% of them do not read the news but just should. But that was removed from the website, saying that it was not credible. Because today we went on doing that small research to find out, to go back to credible information, which folks have removed it from their page because they found it to be an inaccurate study. A while ago we were discussing about the research, credible sources, but no name to it. And so the total news generation capacity today is 2.2 billion among all these channels on a population of 7.7 billion. So you can understand the power of 2.2 billion people spreading or sharing or whatever you put the name, because they're not reporters, they are disseminators of information. So with that, what did countries do for it? Many countries swiftly responded after the US elections part was discussed at length, India and many countries. Singapore said a jail term of 10 years plus 1 million in fine. France, a penalty of 1 year in prison and 75,000 euros. Germany went 2 steps forward. They said 50 million euros, and if not in 24 hours, if the platform does not remove that news from their channel. And Sri Lanka imposed this 3 to 5 years of imprisonment for spreading fake news. Are these all trustworthy? The last one was I made it. So Sri Lanka hasn't yet made it final. So sharing a lie makes you a liar. So we need to be very responsible. And how can we do this? We need to become a wise consumer and disseminator, reporter, and whatever the definition title that you can give. There are 6 checklist points that can help you. Develop a critical mindset. Question: why is this information created? Is it any purpose to sell something to me, to influence my decision making? Check the source. We all know CNN, BBC, and there are so many sources. Many of them have this .offer, .infonet, and so on. Be cautious before passing it on. See who is also reporting on the story. When you have a sense of doubt, Google it. If no one else is reporting it, there's a reason to suspect the credibility of the information. Examine the evidence. It's very important to see, is there any specific data? No research. It has to be the specific name of the agency, when it was done, and so on. Look for fake images. Often you will see this to increase the credibility, but you can make out 60% can't. But when you are in doubt, don't pass it on. And last one, check if that sounds right. It's all about common sense. If it sounds unbelievable, it probably is. So we all together have a responsibility to bring back the real news and make it